Hi there, thanks for watching. Today we're gonna airbrush a simple perch lure pattern. If you have any questions, please ask below. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Well, let's begin. To brush our first lure, we start with an opaque white base. Spray it on with even coats, not too much at one time, just thin layers, and we finish each layer with a heat set by using a hairdryer. I will not show that every time, but after each color or each layer of colors we do a heat set. After the heat set, we apply a second layer of opaque white. Just make sure everything is covered in white. That's the most important thing. After another heat set, we use the next color, and that is a gold metallic. It's a wicked color and it needs to be thinned with 4011 reducer, about 30 to 50%. After we thin the paint, we spray it on the sides of the lure very gently, thin layers. It might not be visible, guys, but I have a paper on the side there which I'm test spraying my paint before I spray on the lure. That's very important. As you see, I'm spraying thin coats, not too much in one time, just gently spraying the sides of the lure. I want the gold to shine through at the end, and it gives a nice look. Just a quick heat set, and then we're ready for the next one. Not happy with the gold yet, so we spray on another layer after the heat set. These metallics, the silver and the gold, are not the easiest colors to spray. I should have thinned it a bit more, I guess, but well, it's good for now. And when we're satisfied, we do the other side. Symmetrical, so try to keep the coats even at one side and the other at the two sides. So now I'm happy, I think. No, not yet. Okay, that's it. The first layer is applied, the gold metallic. The second layer is another Createx color, the pearl yellow. Well, I heat set it this color, and now it's time for the next color, a Createx yellow pearl, which I'm going to mix in the cup with 40-30 balancing clear, about 2 drops on 5 drops of pearl yellow. The balancing clear is an enhancer which makes sure your paint sticks to the underground very well, and it's a flow improver as well. I use 4011 reducer to reduce my paints and about 10 to 20%. And sometimes I go up to 50 or even 100, depending on the situation. What I do is I mix all of it in a cup, in the cup of the airbrush, with a toothpick, and then I do a back flush. I close the front and pull for air, and then it all mixes through nicely. Now it's time for the pearl yellow. I would like the gold to shine through a bit. So I spray from the top and a little bit on the sides in an angle. So not straight on it, but in an angle of about 45 degrees, which gives a nice overspray. After a quick heat set, we apply a second layer of the pearl yellow until we're satisfied. Well, that looks pretty neat for the second layer. Now I'm going to clean the brush and do a quick heat set, and I'll come back to you. Well, next color up is a Createx color, and it's a pearl green. I'm gonna thin it the same as before with the previous color, and I use 40-30 as well. After thinning, I do a little test spray on the paper, and then I'm gonna apply the next layer, the Createx green, pearl green. Not too thick and on an angle, then you get a nice overspray at the side. Do a quick heat set and a second layer. The second layer, I didn't mention the PSI I'm spraying at, or the pressure. It's about 2 bar or 30 PSI, and I think you need that with these colors. When you do detail work, you can thin the paint even more, maybe to 100%, and set the pressure down to 1 bar or 16 PSI. Do a final heat set for this color, and then we're ready to go for the next one. Well, we cleaned the gun. For the next color, that's a Createx orange pearl. We mix it, we do a quick spray on the paper, and we spray it on the bottom. Just thin layers. A thin spray is the best. After a heat set in the middle, we do a second coat of orange. We spray a bit orange on the tail as well. A nice detail. That's a nice detail. The heat set before we apply the second layer. I'm spraying the underside of the lure now. When I think about it, I had to turn the lure 180 degrees. Then the belly would be easily accessible. but okay. We'll manage. Next color up is a Createx color again, a detail sepia. In my opinion, it's a must-have color because it creates nice blending effects to your lures, to your paint work. After cleaning the brush, a heat set, we do a test spray with the new color after we thinned it, the sepia, and then we spray a light coat over it. With detailed sepia still in the brush, we are going to add a couple of stripes, perch stripes. Well, nothing is perfect in nature, so don't worry. Just practice on a piece of paper or use a stencil or a comb. And make sure they're evenly spaced on your bait and you're good to go. You can make them soft, you can make them more hard, any way you like. When editing and doing the voiceover, I thought, well, maybe these stripes are not very friendly for the beginner. Well, use a stencil if you have any problems, or leave them out. That would be fine as well. Now we switch over to the other side. Make sure it's a bit symmetrical. But again, nothing is perfect in nature, so don't worry too much. After a heat set, it's time to add a shed dot to the lure. It's a bit of an aiming point. That's how I see it for the predator fish. So it's a round dot. And just place it on where you want to have it. It's a UM1 and it's in a web shop. It's a very nice stencil. I use it a lot. 3 different dots, and this one suits me well. So first spray on the stencil and then gently make it black. Alright, that's it. Now the other side. Oh no, first a quick heat set and then we go to the other side. It's very important when you're using stencils to dry your stencil before you lay it on to paint the other side, because it will be a mess else. Alright, place the dot on the same position as, so a bit symmetrical, and do a test spray again. And there you have it, black round dot with the opaque black still in the brush, and we spray on the back to blend the stripes in a bit. With this detail work I thin the paint even more to 100%, so 5 drops of 4011 on 5 drops of paint. And then you have much more control, especially when you put your pressure down to 1 bar or even less. And we spray on the sides as well at an angle of 45 degrees to blend the stripes in even more. With the black still in the brush, I will make the eye sockets and a bit around the eye a bit black. The same goes for the nose and the sides of the head. Just some details. Next thing to do is to give the lure some eyes. I attached some super glue and 6mm eyes, and well, it looks much better now, I think. The other side as well. And well, then we're coming to a closing end, I guess. Final step is to add some clear gloss coat. This gives us some protection and a nice shine to the lure. You can leave your lure like that and fish with it and catch many fish, but if you want real protection, you should use epoxy. Well, here it is, the final result after one layer of epoxy. You see all the colors coming through, the green and the gold, the yellow and the orange. Well, I'm happy with it. Hope you like it as well. This lure is on our website, by the way. I will put a link below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.